Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Fallout 3. Sorry, I hit my microphone there. Let's go ahead and load in. Hopefully this loads into the right place.
Howdy, I'm Seagrave. Seagrave Holmes. I have a little of just about everything here.
So basically we are we are still running around Rivet City just talking to everybody. I don't know what a T-51B is. Let's see. Why does it want me to ask this question first?
A what? Look, if you just want to crack wise, go somewhere else. But if you've got stuff you want to sell, then I'm your man.
Okay. So here we have a 42% speech check. Do you know who did the memory transfer on the escaped android? So he's both a salesman and he has to do with the replicated man quest, which we're doing this kind of begrudgingly. He's just got kind of forced into it as soon as we made it to Rivet City, which I guess maybe the replicated man story quest line is similar to the blow up megaton quest line. It's just very centric.
I think most of the people from back then have either moved on or passed away, sorry to say.
Alright, well that... We could even give them 100 caps, which is quite a lot for a lot of players. Even for me, I gave 500 caps to the church. Let's go to science.
Yep, old Pinkerton. They say he helped found Rivet City. Must be some sort of crazy genius. He kind of vanished a long time ago. I don't know where he went, but you might ask around the ship.
So, we finished more of Zimmerman's quest, which I think we still have an option to turn in the fake piece from the android and tell Zimmerman that he got away. I guess the next thing we should do is go ask about Bannon.
Steal it? Hardly. He runs the council like it's his own personal.
It's funny, his eyes are glowing
He's
orange,
to represent all the market businesses,
whereas
not just himself.
everybody
About
else's
time he was
eyes
replaced.
don't glow at all. Let's ask about the history.
Oh, I really wouldn't know. I mean, long as I can remember, she's just been here, soaking up all the repairs and attention we can give her. I grabbed a wrench and joined in the reconstruction pretty much first thing out of the womb. But I never really cared about the politics.
I wonder if people's minds have been erased. I mean, we have a gun that can apparently erase people's memories and mesmerize them, so it would make a lot of sense that you could just make people forget. It would also, frankly, make a lot of sense if you wanted to reboot the Fallout series to have all of this be a hallucination or a simulation, and you could just start all over again at that point. Or have it be that the bombs actually fell just a few months ago instead of hundreds of years ago.
Last feller I remember from back then was Mr. Pinkerton. And he must have left about a decade ago, after that spat with the science team. He used to have a storage shed in the broken off bow of the ship. We always thought he was crazy for keeping stuff there. Might have kept a couple records down there, I guess. Careful though. Ship's a bit treacherous down there in her belly.
So I bet that's more of a dungeon.
Oh, well, the old girl had seen a lot of damage, especially where the Mirelurks used to nest, and where the super mutants kept trying to get in. I guess the mutants and the Myers got so busy fighting each other, it gave us the time we needed to make this place shipshape. Does that tell you what you need to know? Anyway, we're here in Rivet City, and she's in good hands now.
I wouldn't be surprised if there are a few ships floating around, either with dead crews or living crews in this world.
Oh, right.
Of course, we
I
don't
sort of lose
really
track of
know
time talking about the old girl.
how many like countries really are in the same state as the wastelands. Let's see what he's got to
I've
sell.
got a little bit of everything.
I suppose it is worth also just admitting that I literally helped the girl roofie the guy. Like, using ant queen venom pheromone is just basically roofing him. And I am definitely taking it from the perspective that he really doesn't. That I am saying that I know more or better than he does, and I might as well buy this, I think. And I know him better than he says, where he may truly and realistically, I should take his words seriously, that he wants to be
The Waverly Hotel is a good choice.
join the
It's on the
church.
upper deck. See you later.
But yeah, I've
Tamper with that and
actively sabotaged him.
you don't look so tough. I've got to get back to
What is this area?
I heard that the city council is debating putting
Sister.
waivers on the flight deck.
Welcome
Well,
to the
Barely
Waverly Hotel.
when.
Remember
Yeah,
that
go
child
Dr.
that fell off the
Preston.
deck last year?
Yeah, that was bad.
Let's talk to sister.
They'll do something.
They call me sister. Don't ask.
So he says, "Don't ask."
Smart move. What did you want?
Let's just ask about the history.
Do I look like someone who cares?
See, I guess his eyes kind of glow too. Like, he seems very much in the dark.
So do I.
Alright, well that got me nowhere.
You're
Let's
bothering me. You don't want to bother me.
let's just start here.
So do I.
Well,
It was so noisy.
it seems to really have done nothing.
Yeah. Bell's
Maybe
gonna have to
a quick
replace the
fix
tape.
has something.
So this is the Waverly Hotel.
He's got all kinds of good counsel.
I'll try that.
Which
I am at your service. Welcome to the Weatherly. Mr.
Or Weatherly
Buckingham at your
Hotel.
service.
what is this place?
This is the Weatherly Hotel. It's the finest establishment in Rivet City. Please place your order.
Alright, so we'll take Nuka Colas and the sugar bombs. We're running out of caps quickly here.
I serve Miss Vera Weatherly, proprietor of the Weatherly Hotel. Not that it's any of your business.
You'd think more of these robots would be just generally more useful. The fact that they can hover, the fact that they seem to have quite the right kinds of tools. So here is Diego.
God bless you and keep you safe. God bless you.
So I basically have let him been roofied.
Welcome to the Weatherly Hotel. I'm your hostess, Vera Weatherly.
Let's see. Let's go with the speech check.
Why should I tell you? You'll just tell everyone else.
Wow. These speech checks, even at 62%, are not working. Okay. Vera, your nephew Brian lost his folks and needs a place. That'll finish those quest. Let's see. Let's ask about this. Let's spread rumors.
Oh, yes. She's crazy about him. He keeps telling her no, but he also spends a lot of time with her. It's really not fair to her.
So everybody else seems to see. So we get a speech check option.
You haven't heard? Angela has the hots for Diego.
Interesting.
But since he's a priest, he's been putting her off. One of these days, she's just going to jump his bones.
So I guess we can just keep on doing this.
Why should I tell you? You'll just tell everyone else.
Interesting.
Well, I could tell you all about my hotel. but I'm sure I don't know anything about how Rivet City itself got started. I mean, you hear rumors and you make guesses, but I really couldn't say I know for sure. And I'd hate to lead you down the wrong path.
Let's see. Tell me what you've heard.
Actually, now that you mention it, Seagrave may know more about it. He's been here since he was just a boy, and I can't imagine anyone knows this ship better than he does.
We already talked to Seagrave. Alright, let's finish this quest.
Poor dear. I know what it's like to be alone. I'd love to take him in. Don't worry. I have the means to keep him fed and healthy, but most importantly, safe.
Yeah, all their eyes are just like glowing.
Oh, that's wonderful. If you ever wander back into Rivet City, why don't you check up on us? You're always welcome.
Getting through these walls.
So we gain karma. I guess we probably have to go talk to the boy
Hey there.
first. We just want to check that on all these tables there isn't something of some value. Like it'd be really stupid to find out that there is a book or a bobblehead, because I suspect there is one. In fact, I vaguely recall there is one somewhere in Rivet City.
Are you ready to order, Mr. Diego?
Not yet. Give me a few minutes, Mr. Bond.
Moving on. Let's see. This is just a security guard, right?
Trouble in this area?
This is a medical clinic. Please don't disturb any of my patients.
Dr. Preston. And it's weird that the game basically tells you you're fully within your rights to take bobbleheads and books, but nothing else, regardless of the value. It would be interesting if they took these theft systems, which are rough to say the least, and often kind of unnecessary moral systems, which I'm glad that games eventually moved away from the idea of moral systems somewhat, because they were getting very cliched for a decade or two there. But if they put like a value on things, for instance, like stealing a 25 value stim pack should probably be 5 times worse than stealing a 20 value Med-X versus, say, a 5 value syringe. And I wouldn't be upset if there was just straight up a relationship meter which says you can take something under a certain value, but you can't take things over a certain value. I think Skyrim kind of has that system. I wouldn't even be surprised if this system has it
You're
too.
in the Rivet City Clinic. I'm Dr. Preston.
Man, he does not want to talk to me. Start
I'd
with
like to
history.
help. I really would. But I don't know the first thing about this place's history. Don't let
And
my
see,
age
now
fool you.
his
I may have been
his
around
eyes
for
aren't
a while,
glowing,
I
but
didn't spend all that
you've got
time
this
here.
glare on this on his eyes.
Pinkerton, eh? That name takes me way back. Claimed to have cured radiation poisoning. Or was it food poisoning? I don't recall. He was always telling folks that he founded Rivet City. All he did was break off the front of it. Or did he die there? I don't recall.
Let's ask if he's got any problems with thieves.
Don't get any cute ideas. Security is just a shout away. Now, if you've got any medical issues, let's hear them.
What's funny is I can't talk to him about the replicated man. Let's see.
Sure thing. Here's what I have.
Do I have anything to really sell? Not really. Alright.
Take care of yourself.
Let's look at our local map. Alright, it seems like Science Lab is this way. Door to the science lab. So we could go back. That's probably a good place to go. So we can come back this way and see if we run into that guy and get him off the back of the replicated man. This guy just looks too clean. And I guess maybe that's the idea, is that up north, clean outfits, clean technology does exist. So there is a possibility other parts of this world barely suffered at all during the war and maybe even thrived.
The sooner you find my property, the sooner I can get out of this slum.
Now I want to be real careful here.
How do you people live like this?
Lie. Let's go with this lie and see if it works.
What? Let me see that. This is a neuroservo, unique to the A321. And you say you got this from his corpse? I suppose there's no other way you could have obtained it. Well, damn it! I was afraid this would happen. Out here in this wasteland. Well, here's 50 caps for your troubles. Try to buy yourself an education out here in this hell.
Is it really?
Good day.
Annoying. So that gives me 300 XP and completes the replicated man. Which, boy, is that a boring way to finish that quest. It feels like it would have been a lot nicer to track down more of that.
Hey. You don't look hurt. What can I do for you?
Oh, he's just saying hey.
Take care of yourself.
Just because I was in the way. I thought he was going to talk to me. I was going to activate some prompted conversation.
Good to see you.
Yes, his gun is just hovering here. This game is actually pretty good about not doing that. Whereas this one actually feels like it's attached. Although I guess if you get the angles just right, you can see the guns are kind of hovering. But I just now am recognizing that.
That's secure for a reason. I'm busy. I've got a lot of repairs to make.
20 bottle caps. That's not terrible. So what we want to do is, let's see if we could kind of follow up on some of these. I may have messed this up way worse than I thought. And I walked through a door, so I should have checked this before I walked through a door. Because now I'd have to potentially go back to a hard save. Find out what Pinkerton at River City knows about the android. Optional, discover what Dr. Preston knows about the android. Learn more about the escaped android. It seems like there was several more quests we could have gone and several more things. So I've essentially punished myself by doing the good thing. Which that doesn't feel fair. Or nice. Alright. So we have
Hello, ma'am.
CJ Young.
Yes, miss.
Too nice, frankly, for this world.
Everything looks okay here.
Let's talk to Christy Young. Will she get up? Are you related to Henry Young?
Henry's my husband. I have a daughter, CJ, too. You'll see her running around here with James Hargrave. We're the lucky ones. We don't have to fight just to survive. We have normal jobs. I clean the halls. It might not look like it, but you should have seen it before.
I guess they did a good thing here by not programming it so her head could just spin around.
Oh, I don't know about that. For all I know, it's had survivors on it since the war. I'm just thankful it's here. Maybe if you ask Bannon. He's been simply wonderful on the council, so I'm sure he'd be glad to help with your question. Goodbye.
Thing I'd contact security for.
Here we have a chessboard. First chessboard we've seen. Bannon's door. We might have a bit of a problem here in that we may have just seen everything there is to see. Let's go back down to the Muddy Rudder.
Services are held every Sunday morning. I hope to see you there. May
Let's
Saint Monica bless you.
see if we can talk to him and say anything
Saint
new.
Monica bless you.
Yeah, I think we may somewhat have done everything here and need to leave to the other side of the bar, but we don't have like a key to get to the other side of the bar.
Yes? I'm Brock, the bouncer. I take care of the troublemakers. You aren't going to be a troublemaker, are you? Let's keep it that way. Belle can mix almost anything as long as it's beer or whiskey.
What'll you have?
Beer. And don't
So-
let it get empty.
Let's see. Trying to walk one-handed as I'm adjusting my chair. I am really enjoying the ability to just put my feet up. Although I was doing that with a footrest before, and frankly, it's faster to move a human foot up than it is to move an electronic footrest.
What the hell do you want?
Let's see.
History? What? Not enough. Don't know if it ever.
I guess we got some new prompts now.
No. Now get. What the hell do you want?
I guess the idea is we may have to
History?
find the right
What, not
line
enough
of
shit around here
dialogue
already? You need to dig up more?
to get her to
Don't
talk.
know if it ever had an official start. It's just been here forever.
Either that or
Stuck
we
in the
were
river
just
and
sent
full of assholes.
on a wild goose chase.
Huh. Why, that lying son of a bitch. He wasn't even born when I got here. Want to know this tub's history? Only person who really knows it is Pinkerton. And most think he's dead or gone. He's holed up in the other half of the ship. And he don't like visitors. He'll set you straight.
Alright,
I'll be right here when you get thirsty.
so
Hey, sister. How about that drink for me?
Not happening, Trinity.
seems like we are
Save that, go
finally making progress there. So we still want to get to true history, and like we need to go back to Brian Wilkes now. These are all DLC things.
someone else to hit.
The only other thing I could think of doing is trying to find the underground group and talk to them again, the railroad, and see if we can find the people that work at the railroad. There's a lot of people's rooms here that we're just not getting into. Though, so I really can't help but feel like there's potentially a lot of stealing and sneaking you could do if you wanted to play as a stealing and sneaking player, and then that content will just be completely unavailable to you if you want to be an honest player. Right. Let's wait 2 hours. The fact that you have to have a wait system really goes to show how useless the night and day system really is. because everything just locks up. Yeah, unless you were going to make an argument that... Jeez, when does this thing open? Let's go another 3 hours. There we go. Yeah, unless you're going to make an argument that the nighttime is specifically when you're supposed to just run around and be a snoop and a thief. Which maybe that would make sense.
You did a good thing delivering that component to Zimmer, telling him the android was dead. For that, I'm going to entrust you with some information. The android's transformation was done by a man named Pinkerton, here in Rivet City. He's hidden down in the broken fore section of the ship. You'll need to swim to reach him, but if you're inclined, Pinkerton can perform a facial reconstruction on you as well. It won't disguise your identity, but you'll be able to experience life in a new skin and truly understand that we're all human on the inside.
Interesting.
We'd best not be seen speaking with each other further. If you want a new face, see Pinkerton, down in the flooded fore section of the carrier. The android's transformation was done by a man named... You'll need to... It won't dis...
Yeah, same lines of dialogue, but then an extra line of dialogue. Yeah. It seems weird that that quest led to that success. I also wonder if I was to shoot Flack with the mesmer, if that would really do something.
Take a look around. I got all kinds of stuff in here.
So we talked to this guy.
See you later. Cut it out.
And we're able to shop.
Have a seat anywhere. Someone will be with you in a minute. Let me introduce myself. I am Gary Staley,
This is
gourmet chef
maybe the
and
one guy
gourmet.
we haven't talked
I'll be
to.
preparing your meal. My specialty is Meyerlurk cakes, although the iguana is very popular too. Then you are in for a treat. Yeah, I know. Thank God he's a priest. At least I know nothing's going on between them. Father Clifford would kick him out of the priesthood if he ever found out. I know a lot of places opened up when they got the hydroponics bay working, but that's hardly the start of it all, is it? Actually, Vera Weatherly might know more. She's always here and talking with folks, so if anyone's picked up a story or two, it'd be her.
So there's just a long chain here where they would
Here is our
point
menu,
you to
ma'am.
different people. Buying the sugar bombs.
Another satisfied customer. Thank you for coming to Gary's Galley.
I kind of want to see if the sister,
Yes?
if the daughter actually does end up with the guy, but doesn't feel like she's here at the moment, so if the story was going to go further in that direction. Alright. Now this is going to be a dangerous thought. If I was to go down here and fall in the water, it would be a long swim to reach that direction. Like, I feel like I'm probably just going to clip through geometry and physics here and just I'm actually surprised this is working as well as it seems to be. But yeah, unless I'm supposed to be able to like jump like, okay, let's see if we can hop from rock to rock and get up on this. I'm gonna irradiate myself like crazy, and I'm a little surprised if I'm not gonna just die. I guess you can swim. Well, I didn't even know you could swim in this game. and we can get in. And it's incredibly dark. This is an interesting experiment, certainly. I'm dying like crazy. Okay. And now I'm probably going to reload when I am in this area. So... And so we probably need to rush up as fast as possible. I bet this is a fairly small dungeon area, but it is an interesting experiment, certainly, on the idea of swimming. Because that's not something I would have really considered. Let's see. It is just 1 rad a second, though. So it does seem like it's a reasonable amount of radiation that you could get out of the area fairly quickly. And we're finding Nuka-Colas, which that makes sense. Like, if this whole part had been flooded, it would potentially have left a bunch of resources behind. I kind of feel like suitcases should have something bigger in them than they ever seem to. Alright, well, up we go. And I suspect this is really all that matters. You're saying power go that way. Take the ammunition. There's really no reason never to. Door to River City. Hard. Very hard. Where does this go? So this would have been a very hard door that we could have left. Locked easy. Alright, well, we won't get the very hard XP, but we'll get the easy XP. Alright. So let me ask this. Since that gave me 30 XP. What if I was to activate this again? And we can see now it's locked easy again. Oh, we could just sit here. Oh. I don't think that gave me XP that time. Interesting. And we're getting better about not taking damage. Let's look at our stats while we're here. Radiation is at 96, so we could take a rat away right now if we needed to, but we kind of don't need to. We could take one later. Which I guess that means he is definitely that direction. I know in Fallout New Vegas you basically start your character creation picking scene with someone reconstructing your face, which it is very sci-fi that you could do that, but that certainly gives you a story canonical reason why you might want to change your appearance. Oh, there was a pressure plate here? Didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. So we need to be careful. This guy really doesn't want anybody making it to him. It's a broken TV. Again, very weird. I also feel like if I was to accidentally shoot something, there's a chance that this is not steam but actually gas that would blow up. Yeah, just a lot of 3D things around, placed around that aren't the general junk that you pick up to potentially sell, but instead are I bet this is rigged. Yeah, you'd kind of expect there to be like a slot where the Coke would come out, but this is an older fashioned vending machine, so I don't know where you could have a grenade fall out of the center of that like in BioShock, which is kind of what I'm expecting to run into, is some kind of grenade. Although you don't have to do it that way, you could just have it potentially give an electrical shock if it was rigged. Mentats. We need everything we can sell, I suppose, to recoup all of our lost income. That's just a can, not a mine. These are all just tin cans. And if I couldn't lockpick the door, there is a small chance that I'm going to run into a terminal here I can't hack either. Do have a switch, which maybe that would activate something and open a door if we get desperate. Yeah, this is rigged. But you don't apparently have a way to disarm rigged terminals, even if you recognize it. Let's see if this door... Let's see what the switch does. It opens the door. But it feels like the door would have just opened the door. So, who knows? It's kind of dangerous turning your back to press the switch to open the door. We now know we are here. Creepy skeleton. Doesn't particularly look any different from a human skeleton, though. If anything, it looks like somebody that may have been a vault dweller or had some kind of bracers on their arm. Big Book of Science. I want that Big Book of Science. Scrap metal, I want that. I may have to just straight up steal them. I can take the hot plate. Interesting. Dean's Electronics. I want that. I want all these bottle caps. There's actually quite a lot of stuff here that's worth stealing. If we can't convince Pinkerton to be our friend. Well, he's alive. And interestingly, he seems to not care that I'm here. Hey, well, let's talk to this guy.
How the hell did you get in here?
Another old guy.
I suppose you can't be all that bad if you made it this far without dying. This is the part where you tell me what the hell you are doing bothering an old man who obviously wants to be left alone. Get on with it already.
I feel like really this we should have seen older people, at least a few older people in other locations.
I live here. It's where I do my work, and it's far away from Dr. Lee and all those other monkeys dressed up like scientists. You made it past my defenses, which proves you aren't a dummy, and you haven't killed me. So I suppose you aren't here to do that. I suppose you can hang around if you want. Just don't touch anything.
Okay, tell me about the city's history, I guess.
What? I have better things to do than yak about those backstabbers up topside. Now get going.
Let's see. No speech checks.
Ha! Sounds like you've been poking around, all right. I'm surprised any of those reprobates even remember me. Maybe they still laugh about how they edged me out of the council back then. But you can set the record straight.
Yeah, that's exactly my goal, I guess.
For that, you have to go all the way back to when remnants of the Naval Research Institute cleared the Mirelurks off this wreck. About 40 years ago. We were looking for new lab space, and this bucket of bolts just happened to have a well-preserved science bay on it. Everything else just grew up around that lab once we got it up and running. The science team was led by one H. Pinkerton. That lasted until about 18 years ago, when those ambitious backbiters like Lee and her little team showed up. She came in with her big Purity Project pipe dream, and my whole staff started working with her, those traitors. She even took my seat on the council. By then, I was glad to leave it behind. But hell, if I'm leaving the city I made great.
Let's see. Do you have any evidence?
Of course I do. A good scientist always keeps track of their data. Here, they probably don't even remember, but I kept the records of that first council meeting. Take them, if it'll put them in their place.
Interesting. Do I have any other close thing I should do with that? So if we were going to do
and how? I am
the facial
only one in
reconstruction
all of the
surgery.
wasteland with the skill and the guts to perform facial reconstruction, you know. Look, you're different from all those other jerk-offs, so I'll make you a deal. You want a little nip-tuck here and there? I'll do it for you. I'll get to hone my skill, and you'll get the best surgeon around. The likelihood of death by infection at my hands is only 35%, let's say. So, what do you want to look like?
So this is the only way you can get back to change your appearance. Which, there's no reason to change your appearance, so I'm just going to say done.
Thanks.
Apparently didn't even charge me for it.
Don't let your guard down.
Okay. So let's go in here and check this out. And yeah. Scorched book. Small burned book. Nothing in here worth taking. So just an old man sitting on a couch watching TV. Does he even... Yeah, he has a bed. Okay, so we're just slightly in a weird position here. I think we'll have to make a safety save and try and steal this stuff. Like, I don't really care about the bottle caps, but a big book of science and Dean's electronics. I mean, there's some important, valuable stuff here. Well, I guess they wouldn't call it temptation.
Good to see you.
If it wasn't tempting.
Stay sharp.
Tempting.
They're everywhere. Don't let your guard down.
So yeah, we'll leave it. We'll not steal anything. Maybe this guy will die at some point in the future and then we can just steal everything from him. Or maybe we'll just leave it alone. It's not like our stats or anything like that. Wow. Didn't even see that there was a trap there. Man, boy, is it easy to just like miss traps. It's like very, very easy to miss a trap. I guess I was probably looking downward, looking for mines, that it didn't even occur to me to look upward. So yeah, quest wise, as far as the survival guide, it just says return to Moira. Okay, what is our quest as far as those? Find a home for Brian Wilkes. I think we'll try that first. So that should just mean fast traveling here. And where are we facing? This doesn't feel like the right place. I think it is the right place. Okay. So he was hiding in here. Let's see if he's still in here. Nope. Longer hiding in here. And then there was this whole shack that basically had nothing in it for some reason. Really just feels like there's entire sections of areas where things don't really get used properly. Let's talk to this guy.
I hope you found me a place to live.
Sure did. She said she'd take you in.
You really found her? Oh, thank you so much. I can't believe everything you've done for me. Most people would have kept on walking when I ran up to them screaming like I did. I'll get my stuff together and move on out there right away. Come visit me sometime.
So another 300 XP, which could have been 330 XP if I was well rested. That seemingly finishes that quest. Let's now fast travel to the Super Duper Mart and see if we can get some sugar bombs. This guy has decided to wander in that direction. Let's see if we go this other direction. Maybe we could find some sugar bombs without pissing off the robot. Thing here is we would have been looking. We would have basically taken everything when we first came here. So, it'd be very odd for me to have left much of anything. I'll just look at all the shelves. And they seem to be empty. It would be kind of interesting if the robot started to refill things and restock things, or if the robot was wandering the wasteland collecting things. In a lot of ways, that's what I would like a game like this to play as, and I feel like Fallout 3 Fallout 4 kind of tries to go more in that direction, where this is you wandering around the wasteland in Fallout 3, and by the time you get to Fallout 4, it's you taking back the wasteland and rebuilding. My lockpicking skill must have been particularly low when I did this quest, and I guess it would have been. Which I think that just does highlight where this game kind of could go off the rails and be pretty bad, is if you just never got your science skill up, if you never got your lockpick skill up. Yeah, there's nothing here. Not a single sugar bomb. Which almost feels like this supermarket should teach you the lesson that there's nothing in supermarkets, and then that lesson should be countermanded. And then you start to find other supermarkets that do have some resources in them. Or countered. I guess not countermanded. Wonder what would happen if I shot the Protectron with a mesmer. Probably nothing. Alright. Yeah. I know that there's something somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure where. Was somewhere roughly in this area there was a shop. Let's teleport here and see. Because this was that electronics store, Dean's Electronics, and then no, that's Hank's Electronics. I don't know why this thing is mad at me. You really gonna make me attack a Brahmin? I guess. Wow, 2 heads exploding. What's funny is those Brahmin basically respawned. They were dead and then they came back to life. Alright, so unless there were some sugar bombs just around here, it's probably not worth the efforts to continue down this search. As far as quests go, I guess it is now time to go back to Megaton. Let's see. I'm just trying to think here. Yep. Off to Megaton we go. One thing I think I want to research though, how much stuff do we even really have on us? Enough, I think, to justify going to the house. Plus, we might as well get the well-rested bonus since it's in the middle of the night.
It's good to see you alive and well, madam.
We did find a bobblehead. Let's see. As far as miscellaneous things, mutilated arms, mutilated skull, pre-war money, 4 scrap metal. As far as things we can craft, it's still kind of all the same. Let's put on our repair outfit, which we still don't have a better version of that outfit, and start repairing things. Combat shotgun does 45. We'll sell the other combat shotgun. Money guns now up to 42. We have a lot of bullets for the minigun, but I feel like the minigun would be fairly slow. But I could also see a lot of weapons being fairly slow. Did we look at apparel? Do we have anything that we can repair as far as apparel? Nope. So put that away, sell that one, put that one away, put the frag mines away, laser pistols away, minigun away, missile launcher, tool cue, power fist, pulse mines, that. I'm still not sure if sawed-off shotgun is any different than a combat shotgun. And I probably will just never play with it enough to find out if there is a difference. Then small guns 5, energy weapons 5. Combat armor is at 26. His environmental suit has a radiation resistance of 30. Where this one is different. Do I really need to keep pre-war relax wear for agility +1? Big guns and explosions versus big guns and Small guns plus 10. Agility plus 1 means we can sell that. Radiation suit is radiation resistance and 30, so... Feels like the lab is unnecessary there. Was I wearing the combat armor? I think I am. I don't think we're ever going to get anything that could upgrade our agility more. Let's put in all the Nuka-Colas. Take out all the Nuka-Colas. Let's see. Take this. Create a new compound. I think we can remove all rads. Store any damaged limbs. We should just find how we want to sleep. It's 11 p.m. so a good 8 hours of sleep. It's not a bad idea. So sleeping would fix body parts.
It's good to see you
Also.
alive and well, madam.
Okay.
Well, it's good to see you anyway.
Let's see. We don't have any Queen Ant nectar. Put all of those in that away. We'll hold on to like one of everything just in case. Yeah, we could potentially mark things that way and have only one of one thing just in case the game at some point wants us to have one of one thing. The best part about this definitely is going to be
people like you in the world. I want you to have this. I hope it helps keep you safe. Certainly.
Is that we'll finally get Moira to stop bothering us. I kind of feel like I should just try to talk to like every person. Like, it'd be really weird if there was another bobblehead in somebody's house.
Dad used to say, never mind.
Let's see.
Well, with my dad gone, I don't really know. Dad always said that I'd have to learn to watch out for myself one day. I don't know. I used to like it. But ever since Dad, I don't know.
Like, this is one of the few child characters we interact with. We should see a few more.
There's the stalls. They were in the Brass Lantern. I go there to eat with my dad sometimes. Doc Church runs the clinic. The confessor's a little weird, but him and Mother Maya are always nice to me. There's also Moriarty, but Dad says I'm not allowed to talk to him. I couldn't tell you, really. I'd talk to Manya, if you cared that much. She has lived in Megaton longer than anyone. Sorry.
So, yeah. We could investigate people's houses and see if there's something here worth potentially stealing it. And we might even find something worth stealing, but yeah, I don't think I really want to take it. I mean, stealing 1 sugar bombs from a kid who I've already killed his father would be pretty awful. But I do suspect that there are several quests here with people that we just have not really talked to, or
Yeah. What is it?
exhausted all the quest lines.
I take care of the water purification plant.
Of course, I don't
This
really
all
want
must
to
be
talk to these
monkey
people
doesn't
either,
mean
so
water. For now.
it would probably just boil down to
I sure am, Missy. What have you got for me? Well, all right. Let me count out your caps.
there you go. Yeah, it really would just
Well,
boil
back to
down to just like tapping the A button a lot, trying to activate more quests. And spending a lot of time in Megaton instead of simply just moving the main story forward. And I don't want to run into a situation where we are just crushed under the weight of side quests and we just don't have the momentum to be in a good mood to finish the main quest.
I got my eye on you.
Any luck finding out how Rivet City got started?
I don't want to lie. After a lot of searching, I got the real history of Rivet City.
Aha! Not just as easy as asking around, was it? Good information takes real work to uncover after all. So, tell me all about it.
I guess, again, we just should go with intelligence. Because if we keep going in one direction, we may eventually convince her not to actually publish her book and get the Dream Crusher perk.
With the protected location and resources that came from those scientific advances, I can definitely see how it grew so quickly. A bit of smarts leads to a big reward, huh? Speaking of which, in thanks, have a few of these for the next time you've got to be quick on your wits. Oh, and I'll let the Rivet City traders know they'll be favorably mentioned in the book. You'll get a discount buying gear from them in the future.
Interesting. Let's move on to the last chapter.
I've got to do a section on working with old computer electronics. So there's some research to be done in the old Robco production facility. Also, there used to be a big library out there. Imagine a whole building full of books. I'll need you to gather information there for me. And that'll be it for the last chapter. So, what'll it be?
Let's go take on the robots next. We'll just start at the top.
I mostly just deal with it after it's junked. But a trader gave me this Robco processor widget. He said it's worth a fortune. According to him, if it's connected to the mainframe in the Robco factory, you could have access to all the robots you'd ever want. Now that would be a great example of how to harness technology, wouldn't it?
Okay, connected to the mainframe. Interesting. What's it worth to you?
Well, you'll be getting access to an army of robots. That ought to be reward enough, right? But if you insist, I could spare some pulse grenades.
Clearly this isn't going to work out the way she thinks.
You should just be able to plug it into the mainframe at the Robco production facility. It'll give you access to the robots and terminals. Okay, here. And be sure to keep an eye peeled for any other examples of how to make old technology work for you out there.
Okay. Install the processor. No optional thing? Let's see.
You got caps for me? Then there ain't no problem.
We were to repair the shady hat. That's probably a good move. And then let's see what you have for sale.
Sure thing.
Okay, she's got a ton of caps. Probably because I have sold her all kinds of stuff. Does she have sugar bombs? No. She does have like a vacuum cleaner I can buy. And she might have all the things you need to craft one of the things. I don't think she does, though. And, like, the damaged garden gnome, I feel like that was in my house, and maybe I sold it to her. Or maybe she just has another one. Well. At this point, I think I can sell about 10 stem packs and be fine. And kind of don't think there's anything else worth selling. So.
Good hunting. Good luck with that research.
So yeah, it does kind of just feel like
Hi, I'm
you
Maggie.
could talk to a
I
whole
live
bunch
with
of
Billy,
people.
Billy Creel. Do you know him? He's not my dad or anything, but he takes care of me now. Anyway, I should go. Bye.
Well, it seems like you get the same dialogue with kids every time.
Billy does. Have you met Billy? Billy Creel? A long, long time ago, he saved me from raiders. They killed my real parents. But Billy showed up before they got me. And now he's like my daddy. Sort of.
Sounds a little creepy.
It's okay, I guess. I used to live way far away when I was little, before Billy found me.
But it could be not.
I don't talk to most of them. Billy
Not
says
as
that I have
creepy
to
as
be
it
careful,
might
even when
sound.
people seem nice. And I'm especially not allowed to talk to Mr. Jericho. I usually play with Hardin most days, when his dad isn't taking him out to learn to shoot or something. Billy says that he's going to teach me to shoot one day too. Bye, lady.
And then it's a little awkward that you pull a gun immediately when you get out of a conversation. Maybe you should just automatically holster your gun when you talk to people, always, and then just make the game unholster it. I imagine the settlers don't matter. Let's talk to this guy and see if he maybe gives us a quest.
A new addition to our humble little community.
But we're spending too much time talking, clearly. We did a bunch of that in Rivet City, and now we're doing it here.
I am Confessor Cromwell, prophet of Atom and father of the undying glow. Please, child, come to the church anytime at all.
Let's see. Tell me about the Church of Atom.
What would you like to know? The Church of the Children of Atom is based on the idea that each single atomic mass in all of creation contains within it an entire universe. When that atomic mass is split, a single universe divides and becomes two, thus signifying the single greatest act of Atom's creation. Occasionally, a divine event occurs, and trillions upon trillions of new universes are created. The last such event took place here 200 years ago.
So basically saying every time people get bombed, new universes get created.
We see creation and unification in Atom's glow. Those who were called to Atom during the Great Division were very fortunate. They were permitted to aid in the process of Atom's creation. We seek the same, both in symbol and in fact, and the bomb, as you call it, represents Atom's capacity for creation. We kneel before it and ask that Atom call us to aid him. We pray that out of our meager bodies, he will create new life.
It's basically a suicide cult then.
Even knowing the truth, you continue to mock us. How very, very sad.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like I'm gonna really get a quest from talking to this guy, so it just feels like a waste of time. Guess we could give donations to this church as much as the other one.
In my youth, I traveled quite a bit, but that was a different life. I assume that
It'd be funny if it turned out he was the android.
The only advice that I can offer is this. You will find no wealth in the wasteland greater than that which you will find within yourself. Bask in Atom's glow, and you will understand.
That's kind of nonsense.
Megaton, Atom's sacred village. He has chosen this place for the site of his shrine, and we have been called.
So we probably want to just try and
Outsiders
exhaust one
ask
line of
us
dialogue every time we
why
come
do you
back
build
here
a
with one
town
character.
around a bomb? To them I say, the bomb brings the promise of division. And the
It's really
gift
just
of
saying the
pure
same
hope.
thing 3 different
The bomb
times
is us.
when
The bomb
it
is
would be
Atom.
easier just to have
And thus,
one
we
scripted
are Atom,
speech,
awaiting
either
the day
spoken
in which each of us gives
out
birth to
loud
a
as a
trillion new
sermon
lives.
when you walk by him, or just said in one cutscene when you first talk to him, and then that's it.
News? My friend, I take effort not to be involved in such worldly business. Earthly pursuits distract from Atom. Of course, now that you mentioned it, I've noticed that Moira has hired a mercenary to protect her goods. The man never sleeps, so they say.
Oh, so the mercenary is the
In each our own way, we are all lost.
robot.
Where would you like to be, sister? What do you wish to discuss?
Let's just ask if they accept
Why,
donations.
yes, we do. How much would you like to donate? Very well. Raise shower you, child.
Okay, so they gave me a note here, a pamphlet. And here's the notes from the city. First council meeting. So maybe this whole story would have just stopped with this guy.
Leave me out of that girl's crazy experiments. I don't get paid enough for that.
So this could be... He could be the replicated man. Does that matter too much? No. Honestly, it probably means that of the quest elements that we could have done, it probably wouldn't have done too much more. Those optional quests maybe would have given us more rewards, but I don't think we're gonna find out we missed out on a skill, and even if we did miss out on a skill, it really wouldn't matter too much. Let's see if we have any water to give to this guy.
You saved my life. You saved my life.
I probably only have a couple.
I'll never forget you. Oh, please.
Welcome to Megat.
Okay. So new Wasteland Survivor Guide. This time with no optional quest. From the looks of it. Which feels weird. Overworld map. Roboco facility. Well, would it save ourselves some time to just go to Fort Independence? Yes. And let's see if I have any items that these guys might be interested in buying. No, I don't think so. Alright, so map-wise, yeah, it's this way. Which I'm not particularly sure if I'm going to be able to just work my way up this hill. Yep, I am. Brotherhood Outcast. Outcast Protection. So what are they shooting at? A Uguay. What? I did not mean to do that. Let's load that auto load. Seems like there is a timer here where they will not autosave on top of an autosave. Like, these are our allies.
Stay in line and you'll be okay.
Alright. So apparently sniping a kill or just shooting a bullet in the general direction of a character might aggro them. Is there anyone anywhere slightly close? This guy's shooting a rocket launcher at me, and I'm either gonna have to get him just generally outside of that direction, or alright, well. We're just gonna have to dry fire at these guys. Not sure why they're specifically shooting at me. We should also, I guess, check our status and just make sure we're not crippled or something, since we've got this blood all over us. I vaguely recall that there might be a point where everything changes in this world and everything just becomes a lot more difficult. There's just a lot more enemies in the overworld. That would kind of make sense. It's still a fairly awkward and weird setup that you would have potentially hours upon hours of gameplay in the overworld. Mr. Gusty. How much damage is that doing? Enough for me to be concerned. Jeez. That was quite the challenge. Meanwhile, there's a rad scorpion sneaking up behind me. We've got another rad scorpion or bloatfly. Now, this is not the point I'm talking about, though. Seems like maybe just this general direction has led to more people attacking me. Or maybe it's just because I'm, like, leveled up a little bit more. Yeah, there definitely are those problems with an open world game where everything either has to scale to you or level up with you, and you really don't have to deal with any of that. It's just something flipping out visually way over there. Just do a full 360-degree circle. Yeah, you really wouldn't have to worry about that kind of stuff if you just had a more linear experience, more gatekeeping. I may come back here with just a ton of scrap metal if I'm going to end up fighting a whole bunch of robots. This may work out very nicely for me. Robco facility. New dungeon. New main quest for the, well, main side quest. Major side quest, I guess, might be the best way to describe them. That, I believe, is Tenpenny Tower, by the way. Yeah. Which we should go and investigate that at some point. Okay. Local map. So you have a military class. You have a Nuka-Cola class. You have a mole rat. Which I guess if you knew you were going to deal with mole rats, you might come back with the repellent stick, but maybe not. So, a whole bunch of robots. Take this rat away. If the robots did fall under your command, or anyone's command, they could probably do a lot of helpful things. But I imagine not a ton of helpful things. They're not going to rebuild things. Like, these Protectrons really seem to only be security guards. They don't seem to be, like, capable. They don't seem like they're capable construction robots or anything like that. Doors only swing one way. That's something old games had a problem with quite a bit. I'm glad we don't see that anymore. And doors now are just always designed to swing out in an outward direction. Here you have another person crushed under a box or crushed under a shelf. You can hear there's cockroaches here. You know, it just, I mean, man, it really sucks to have to use VATS for this. It's just insane. I would want to see like auto targeting or something like that. Just something that is a full admission that some people want a faster experience. Or, you know, the game could simply give you just like way higher accuracy or direct aim accuracy if you choose not to use VATS. And VATS should be the second option, not the first system. That once again takes it from being a Dungeons and Dragons style RPG role-playing game and just makes it into something more of a traditional first-person shooter or third-person shooter. Yes, but one cannot deny that first-person shooting is just like the default game mechanic for almost every game now, because it works very well. We have very good refined engines. Players have come to expect it as a gameplay mechanic more often than not. If something just works and people are happy with it, I hate to suggest everything become homogenized around a gameplay style, because that will eventually get boring. But first-person shooting and standard gameplay first-person shooting mechanics that you would see in most games really, really works. This almost feels like you'd be able to just shoot the ceiling and break through to a new area. I guess the question to ask is this a different area? Nope, it's just a little closet. I can feel myself potentially getting a little motion sick as we're wandering around here, but it does feel way better. And so far I haven't actually felt it. But yeah, spinning around these small enclosed areas. We can't lock on to these guys. Like, inevitably, it feels like we're going to come into this room and going to have a fairly large boss fight where I just won't have enough action points to be able to shoot this kind of gun to shoot 5 robots at once. Oh, I thought that was a door. I guess we're gonna just get a ton of scrap metal. Well, this might be very good for us to get a ton of scrap metal. We'll definitely want to get the well-rested perk first. Turn it in. If we turn in even 10 pieces, we're then effectively getting as much XP as we've been getting for doing an entire side quest. And where we are in our level is probably in a fairly good place. Hopefully we just don't become over encumbered. I do remember this section having way too many god rays, rays of lights, showing off their visual acuity. Or the visual effects tricks here. Yep. And it definitely feels like this area is an experimental area to play with lighting a little bit more than we see in other places. Just nothing here. But I don't think there's as much of a gameplay mechanic as it might seem. I may have to May have to find a different way to get down. This may just be catwalks on top of catwalks. Yeah. This is kind of a cool idea that doesn't... Let's not shoot there. Doesn't really work. Because this is the kind of experience we would have wanted to have way earlier. I think it would make so much sense that you just got out of the Vault 101 and Megaton City sends you to clear out an area like this first to prove your worth to them, and you get a whole bunch of from higher ground vantage points to help you shoot and just kind of learn the VAT system. Interesting. Both that does not register as a roach, and I can't activate VATs. Which that probably highlights why you don't see a lot of this happening. It's wasteful. Am I getting XP for killing these guys? Or have we hit some like maximum where you just aren't going to get XP from that anymore? If that's the case, I'd be fairly upset. Now would be kind of a great time also to give me something that I could craft. Scrap metal, empty, hammer, toolbox, paint gun, plunger, sensor module, steam gauge assembly, scrap metal, jump code, jumpsuit. We might put that on to try and sneak around the robots. Like that might be just a default way of avoiding conflict. If we actually care. I don't know if we actually care though. Yeah. You are still very much seeing that split where it feels like there's a different group of people, a different team in charge of making this dungeon versus every other dungeon we've seen. This feels way more thought out, way more considered, way better polished. I guess this was the other way we could have gone. And so you have a pretty good experience here. It feels like, and then we'll exit this area and be into a different area, and it will be completely different and probably worse. These guys are just all falling over wherever they are. Big Book of Science. What is a Big Book of Science, by the way? Probably it's just 2 points. Yeah, science increased by 2. So yeah, it's still sticking to the standard procedures of the comic books, only increasing you by 2. Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting XP for killing these guys anymore. We should investigate that. If that's the case, does it change anything? Might change how much I care about actually killing something. Yeah, we gotta find the mainframe. If we go to stats, our XP is 8213. So, if we find something to kill, like a cockroach, and it's not 8213, then we know we're no longer gaining XP. Let's see, offices and cafeteria, capital wasteland. Seems like there's an area over here, and I think we searched that area. I mean, it sure feels like this would be it. That gave me 3 XP, obviously. And it made a cash register sound. Taking a jumpsuit. We don't need a paint gun. Fission batteries. Conductors. All of these sensor modules and fission batteries and things are too heavy. It's a problem that we run into. 8216. I could have just added there. I hear a cockroach. Unless there's a headshot is needed. You don't get the ka-ching. 8216. Yeah, we're straight up not getting experience for killing rad roaches anymore. They are such a low enemy, I guess. That makes some sense. But at that certain point, then why not just eliminate them from the game completely and start giving me like glowing rad roaches or adult rad roaches and saying that everything up until this point has just been a baby rad roach. Scale it up, give me something to deal with. Some reason that I might want to like keep on dealing with them. Speaking of dealing with things, I am confused. Capital Wasteland, offices and cafeteria. Let's go back that way. See, it's not over here. Maybe it's up. And then maybe a little bit this direction. Oh yeah, I just straight up walked by it. There goes my long list. Well rested. So I was just not looking, even though they put these bright lights here. Alright, well, headshot. Torso shot. Hit. Don't have enough. So I almost wonder if Nuka-Colas. I almost wonder if then it is an idea that I should just dry fire on the rad roaches, because they maybe my accuracy now will be at like 100% on them. Cherry bombs, is it really worth picking them up? I don't think so, but yeah, it kind of does feel like we're now in the realm of an area where you could just start to shoot if you want to shoot. Was there really anything over here worth taking? A leaf blower? Lawn blower blades? Those are some of the construction materials that are rarer. Just gonna have a ridiculous amount of energy cells. I guess if something's in the way, I should still use VATS. It would be so nice if the game really was trying to move us away from the idea of using VATS, and that it was just trying to tell us you don't need that anymore after long time in which we have been using VATS. But I find that hard to believe. And I guess the little noises the cockroaches are making at this point are acting as alarms to tell us which way to go and look. Or they're acting perhaps as places that things that I shoot to then trigger and aggro the mole rats. But the problem is, at least on easy, on very easy, the mole rats are not really any challenge. They're just as easy as the cockroaches were. And if they're giving me 2 XP now, I did notice my shady hat is actually animating since I reloaded. So yeah, that was just glitched. All kinds of dinner plates and things. We'll be looking for Nuka-Colas. And man, if I ever need any more empty soda bottles, I guess I know a place to check. Just a ton of them. Metal spoons, forks. Let's take a spoon and a fork just for posterity. Let's go and take a pilot light also. Nuka-Cola, not in the refrigerator, oddly. Do we have a knife? Wonder if the knives, notice how everything just kind of fell there. The knives that we find on raiders might be just very simplistic dinner knives. Is this where we started? Have we gone full circle, or are we just seeing the exact same something? I feel like I started there, I've gone full circle there. So does seem like it kind of just wraps around. I wouldn't call this the best level design in the world, but it is kind of different. I think this probably would highlight a problem of what you have to do to document what you worked on as a programmer. Like, because it would be so easy to say you worked on Fallout 3, and then people ask, well, which part? And then you could say, oh, this part versus another part. I don't know if they really care that much. Usually seems like it's mostly who you know more than really a resume of work, and just being able to say you worked on multiple parts of Fallout 3 probably is enough to get you through an interview process, if that would get you through an interview process. We can hear a radio playing music. Maybe music will actually play correctly now that I reloaded the game. There clearly is a memory leak that causes bugs. This is very gory. I wonder, in countries like Japan, where gore is much more taboo, it probably just made everything really dark and didn't show the blood. But it really is too much for just casual violence. It makes sense if you were doing it to a big boss character you're fighting and doing a cool decapitation move, but to just have it randomly pop up all the time, it's kind of crazy. I wonder if what's going to happen is only the robots inside of the machines will regain sentience and movability, and everybody else, because I've stolen their batteries, will not be able to move. Yeah, it seems like they call the dinner knives, butter knives, as a way of differentiating it from a weapon, a knife that would be a weapon. Feels like there should be something more there. Yeah, we've got a red rich. Starting to get that crick in my neck again. Good news is we're recovering our caps, which that'll be helpful. It doesn't feel like this game has a system where by donating a bunch to churches that increases your karma, and the amount of caps you find based on your karma increases. I could see that being a thing, but instead it is seemingly more a case that if you get the perk that has you find more caps, you'll find more caps in specific places when your caps are fairly low. But it seems like that is very inconsistent. Whole bunch of Nuka-Colas. There's weirdly not enough Nuka-Colas in the game, though, for you to drink them. Yeah. They're pretty obviously just far too precious for that. And maybe this is another case where if you didn't play the game like a hoarder, like I do, maybe you would find more Nuka-Colas for every Nuka-Cola you drink, in the same way that it seems like I'm kind of finding more caps for every for the caps I spend, enough to keep me busy at least. Interesting. Hearing something walk around, so I'm wondering if it's up this way. It's cool that these things get shot backwards, but I would say it's a waste of time to animate that flinging backwards every time. Okay, so there's the mainframe, very obviously. And so that seems like that is going to be the end of this whole journey. Is this not a metal box? Nope. We have a foot locker. Getting a little low on bobby pins. Which, yeah, kind of doesn't matter how good our lockpicking skill is if bobby pins then run out. Also, I think it is worth mentioning that it kind of doesn't matter how good your lockpicking skill is at all if you're actually bad at the minigame. There's never been a situation where you've just started lockpicking and it automatically works, or if there is a situation like that, they have hidden it exceedingly well so it doesn't seem like that's the case. You could easily make it so some locks just don't break bobby pins no matter what, or maybe some locks based on your lockpick skill break one bobby pin and that's it. There's a lot of computers and stuff like this. Oh, you have these like drinking glasses. If I shoot them, will they shatter? No. But they will flicker. Sensor modules, conductors. Let's check this filing cabinet. Ashtray. Filing cabinet. Nuka-Cola. Right. So it seems like we've done everything we can do. So either this is going to be a ridiculously easy quest. This is a very weird room the way it's built. Or it's going to be all about escaping. And it still may be a ridiculously easy quest because I'm playing on very easy, where I think the Protectrons are definitely trying, are like the super mutants, it's supposed to be a lot more of a challenge than I'm running into. No bobblehead. Anything else? Right. Install the widget processor. Oops. We all saw that coming, and man, I'm barely getting 2 XP for killing these guys. Let's see. See if we can hack this while it's trying to do this. Maybe there is some more to this we can do. Killing 10 or 20 of these for 40 XP is our backup plan, but if I could actually hack these so that they would work for me, that would be great. Concerned, collected. I think concerned might be our best. Or convinced. Convinced would probably be our best. Because then that tells me it's not anything that ends ED. We have something swiveling. Which is 6 out of 9. Okay. So it's got to be ing. Would traveling then be it? We need 3 different. Yes. Let's see. Seems like there's going to be some dialogue stuff here. And maybe I'm just going to be able to Alright, so we have some basic operations here. Covers the day-to-day functions of your coworkers as described in the detail in training. Pest extermination encourages the coworkers to track down and sanitize roaches, rodents, and other undesirable pests. Total liquidation removes your coworkers' humanoid safety protocols. Robot shutdown allows you to temporarily retire your coworkers from their regular maintenance, or in this case of accidental liquidation commands. Okay. So we could say cease total liquidation. We could say initiate. Okay. Ceasing sequence commie attack. Okay. Initiate pest extermination. Initiating sequence. And then stress test is not mentioned here. Let's see. Let's just do the stress test. Omega 4 breakdown. I don't think there are any over here. I think they're all down. So let's see what this guy's gonna do.
Move along, please.
So if I was to shoot this guy when he's green, it gives me 2 XP and energy cells. So you can either leave it or you can
Move along, please.
yeah, we might as well just attack everybody and get energy cells and I mean, and see if this actively is changing just how all protectrons act going forward. Suppose this isn't the worst place, worst way to have them just be mostly docile or shoot at each other. Seems like they kind of shot at each other. We might as well just get the XP while we can. And get the scrap metal while we can. Is that not a toolbox? Nope, it isn't. Get it like a beep, 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 beep sound right here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's not over here. Basketball. Oh, a turret. So yeah, I think they're gonna shoot each other under the stress test, and think it would have been fairly easy to forget about this section. How many bullets do we have? Ooh, we're probably running a little short. We should start using the VATS again. I may have to buy bullets to account for all the bullets I'm wasting otherwise with all this dry firing or hip firing. I call it dry firing, and it's probably not the right term. I guess the good news is they'll make noise, so if we can hear them, we can follow the sounds.
Move up.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's only a couple more, though. Seems like there might be one somewhere in this general direction. Of course, the problem with trying to listen for Robotrons is the ambient noise in this game is not that good. Let's go. Let's see. Theoretically, feels like there would be more this way that we maybe didn't find. And I suppose they could be above us. Yeah. We are here. I feel like maybe I just didn't walk in this corner and didn't walk in this corner. But I think we should call it a day. Did hear a boom sound, but that could be anything. Could be nothing. Wouldn't be surprised if the game just plays random sound effects sometimes, either by glitch or by intention. It would be nice if when you're in a dungeon your radar would point to green characters. Like we see we have this whole green thing, green arrow pointing us in direction, so it would not be too upsetting to have like a just green triangle. There we go. One last one. There really is just no telling. There could be a whole bunch of dead protectrons lying around. Could be just a whole bunch of everything. And like this one lying on the ground, I don't think you need to shoot again to destroy more. I feel like you'd very quickly just decide to start shooting protectrons on site. And I think the game's crashed. Okay. Well, let's quickly launch the game again and see what happens there. Worst case scenario, it auto-saved when we walked back into the location. Yeah, it auto-saved here. If anything, this will let us actually save a little bit of bullets. There's really no excuse though on this. Like, no excuse for it to crash. We've been barely playing for a couple hours, and if the game can't maintain its own stability for a couple hours, that's pathetically buggy. And inherently, I guess this is the problem, is that they're trying to create systems of gameplay instead of making good gameplay. Because if they were just making good gameplay, they would have fixed some of these bugs one way or another. I feel like I should probably just shoot off the heads of every protectron anyways. Combat inhibitor. Interesting. What's that combat inhibitor do? I guess there would have just been a different scenario here where the turrets would have activated. You need a motorcycle tank and a motorcycle item, which we still don't have. Motorcycle handbrake. I feel like I want to run around the top here just to make sure I got everything. But yeah, I kind of feel like I haven't gotten everything. I may still totally miss things. Okay, started there. Here's one. Yeah. It would be nice if these things followed you, or if you had even one protectron that followed you as a companion, and then it would die fairly quickly, and then you would have to come back and get another one. That would be cool, considering how we have no companions in this game, sort of short of dog meat, which honestly seems like he might be just about the only companion you actually get in the game for the vast majority of the time. Alright, I'm just gonna assume I've got everything. It sounds quiet. And it only makes sense to make a safety save at this point. Alright, so what is this guy? Sergeant. It's a trade caravan guy.
Hello, stranger. I'm Tinker Joe, premier supplier of robotic parts and service throughout the DC wasteland.
I'd like to buy a robot, sure.
I'm afraid these bots are all spoken for. I'm just delivering them now. I've got a custom gutsy that isn't spoken for, but... Well, RL3's a bit finicky about the company he keeps, and I don't think he likes the look of you. Nothing personal, of course. You might be surprised at what you can use to keep a robot working.
Okay. Obviously, we'll take all the scrap metal. Meanwhile, we were going to start looking at things to sell. This guy has only like 10 caps, so it's going to be ridiculous to try and sell anything to him. And it doesn't feel like he really wants to pay much. And so
A pleasure doing business with you. Whatever.
okay. So what I'm gonna do now is walk over to Tenpenny Tower and discover it. It's a place we can fast travel. We may have trouble getting in here. We need bullets too, so try and... This whole area is mostly walled off. That's not a door. We can see there's another city over there of interest. There's some cities over here. Would have made a lot of sense for there to be just little groups of homes around other locations like Megaton and Rivet City, instead of Rivet City particularly just being in the capital, and the capital particularly just being full of
You can tell Tenpenny he can kiss my ass. We've got plenty of bottle caps. Let me in, goddammit.
How many times do we have to go through this? You're not getting in.
I can stand here all day yelling at you through this damn speaker if I have to.
I've already told you Tenpenny won't allow zombies to live here.
Who the hell are you calling a zombie?
You're definitely not human, that's for damn sure. For the last time, no zombies allowed.
Can't you tell the difference between me and a feral? Fine, I'll show you the goddamn difference. Just you wait. You'll get yours, all of you.
Okay.
Ah, hello.
Here's the thing. I kind of know from the last playthrough that the Tenpenny Tower are a bunch of rich snob people, and you can replace them with feral ghouls.
What are you looking at?
So, can't talk to him? Nope. I think I might take up the quest to eliminate people here, trade in the slaver with the mesmer gun at the same time, and then replace this and make this a city of feral ghouls. That being said, I don't think I want to do that quite right now. Instead, what I want to do is fast travel to Fort Independence and see what this guy will give me for my... Where is he? Is he in here? Yeah, I don't think we ever are gonna get into Fort Independence at this rate. Like, where's the paladin guy? He was standing in that general area. Now it seems like everybody is just gone. We could control the turret system here. Did everybody run off? Let's wait an hour and see what happens. She's here. He's there. Okay.
If it isn't our local scavenger for hire, what have you found for us today?
Let's see. How do you feel about the Brotherhood of Steel? Let's ask that question.
Which one? The original Brotherhood out west, or the shit that Lions turned it into out here? I mean the Brotherhood from out west, back around California. We knew what we were doing back there. We didn't waste time with delusions of heroism. We were collecting still glowing embers from the ashes of humanity. Before civilization's fire died.
So, the Brotherhood of Steel, I guess, were bad in the previous games.
Saving the progress of humanity itself. Oh, we used to be as tough as the rest of us. Wasn't so long ago, we fought side by side to scourge the Pitt.
That's a DLC element.
Stopped looking at the big picture and started trying to save every tribal and illiterate community he found. When he had us helping those savages instead of recovering tech that could help us all, that's when we objected and became outcasts. The Brotherhood came out here to recover technology from the eastern cities and bases. If Lions won't do it, then we will. And when we resume contact with the Western Elders, Lions is going to be put in his place. Even if that place is in front of a firing squad.
So it seems like you might be able to pick a side. There's a couple of places where you clearly can pick sides, but it's not that often.
Let's see what you've got.
Okay. I've got a sensor unit for you.
It's practically junk, but we can get some use out of it. How'd you like your payment?
I'll take ammo.
Here you go. Try not to use it all in one place unless you have to.
So it's oddly specific trading here.
It's practically junk. How'd you like? Here you go. It's here you go.
Oh, he's taking my
Try not to use
scrap
it all
metal.
in one place unless you have to.
Oh no.
It's how'd you
And him giving me like stim packs.
Here's hoping you don't have to use it, but who am I kidding?
Alright.
Okay then. Bye.
Alright, so that deal was bad. Real bad. He took my scrap metal, which I just got a whole bunch of scrap metal. I mean, it's not a terrible deal. So let's just load this autosave. Where are we here? Okay. Back to Megaton we go.
Here. You've done so much for us. I want you to have this. It's all I have to offer you. Bless.
Wow, she seems fairly decked out. I wonder if the city is going to become just better equipped the more caps I spend in the city. If that was the case, that'd be interesting, but it'd also just be kind of weird. 8 Nuka-Colas. Let's see. I don't think we even have, as far as items, a lot of stuff to worry about. There's Rob Code jumpsuit. See if we equip this, and then we try to get that repaired. Really is just nothing. And we don't even have any weapons. Sleep. It's 10 a.m. so if I sleep for 8 hours to get the well rested bonus, that'll be just about the evening. Hopefully that's not too late. Arguably maybe you don't need to actually sleep for 8 hours to get the well rested bonus. Put all of that in there and that in there. Are we keeping the stealth boys in here too? Yes, we are. And then over here, we'll put in the miscellaneous stuff. He didn't seemingly want fission batteries, which is kind of what I would have thought they would have wanted. Right. So that should leave me fairly nice. A fairly nice situation. Right. Run over here and turn in the bottle caps for 330. No, turn in the scrap metal for 330 XP and then turn in the quest for 330 XP. That almost certainly will jump us up another level.
What do you need? I sure am, Missy. What have you got for me? Well, all right. Let me count out your caps.
They gave me 165 XP.
Well, back to work.
Not terrible, though. Nathan.
Oh, come on. Pay more
Billy
attention,
Krill.
Butcher.
Let's talk to this guy.
Hot damn. Someone new. Always a pleasure.
This is the one that
Name's
saved the
Billy
girl.
Krill. You call me Billy, all right? I know Megaton looks more like a boneyard than a town, but it ain't all bad.
We'll talk
Take
to
me
one
and
character
Maggie,
every time we come
we
here.
make do just fine. I trade the stuff
He's
I
like
scavenge,
oddly the only
and she helps
person
keep
also
me on the
that
straight and narrow.
has an eye patch.
Oh, sorry. I guess I got ahead of myself, huh? Maggie's 9. Sweetest little girl you'd ever care to meet. We take care of each other.
It'd be crazy if this
I
is
ain't
the
never had a
android.
daughter, but if I did, I'd want her to be Maggie. I took her in when her parents got killed by raiders. That was 2 years ago. It was a pretty bad scene. Small settlement up north. I'd stopped in to trade some salvage, and the whole place had been wiped out. I found Maggie hiding under a bed, in the same room where her parents had been butchered. We've been together ever since. All I know is that I spent too much time out there, and beyond that, I ain't gonna talk about it. Megaton is the best little town you'll find in the Capital Wasteland. Don't let anyone tell you different. Strong walls, strong people.
Yeah, it kind of sucks this is the best
You got
town.
everything you need to make a life these days.
Arguably, without trying to spoil too much, there is a point in Fallout 4 where you have access to a very advanced, very nice looking facility.
Me? I deal with the caravan suppliers.
Better
I
looking
used to
than
ride
even
with
Vault
those guys,
101
so they cut me some good deals.
looked at the beginning of the game.
But more importantly, I take care of Maggie. Of course, she's getting a little old to have Billy looking over her shoulder all the time.
Yeah. It would make a lot more sense to go back to Vault 101 a lot earlier.
People have been saying that there's something wrong with the water purifier. But old Walter's been keeping that thing running for decades. I'm not worried. No reason it'd pick now to go down for good. Would it? Easy, man.
Doing.
Okay, having that conversation didn't prove anything.
Fiddled with any interesting technology lately?
Let's see, I reactivated the robots and was able to modify the program. That's right.
Harnessing the technology of the past and modifying it for your own purposes? That's just the thing. Tell me all about how it worked out.
Let's see. Once I adjusted the programming... let's go with just intelligence again.
Well, they're only human. Or, made by humans. Well, probably manufactured by other robots, but you know where I'm going with this. Seems like a good thing to watch for when dealing with tech of any age. And it helps to pack a few pulse grenades, just in case. Here, have a few. Oh, and take my book on science. For some reason, I just can't get into the computer parts, but I've got the rest pretty much memorized.
See, yeah, pulse mines, pulse grenades clearly are designed to fight robots specifically, but you're only fighting robots in very specific spots.
Yes.
So it becomes weird.
Books are where the
too.
old world kept its knowledge, and libraries are where it kept the books. And there's supposed to be one in Arlington. See if it's still there. And if you can download records from its computer, information dumps like those would be invaluable for rebuilding humanity.
So, the Arlington National Cemetery, I wonder if that is something they would recreate or not.
The obvious answer would be a book, but I guess there might not be any left there. So how about I pay you with good old-fashioned caps? Who knows what you could buy with all those caps? It could be anything. It could even be a book.
Some of these jokes feel like they were predating, like, Family Guy jokes that popularized them.
Okay.
Although, in all
suppose we could
fairness,
put
these
that one
jokes
off for a
probably
bit.
were...
Oh, that sure saved me a lot of time. But I bet their book wouldn't have anything about exploding mole rats, would it? Books are where the old world kept its
I
knowledge.
clicked the wrong button. I meant to click this one.
Great. The library should be in Old Arlington, not far from downtown. See if you can download the archives from its computer. If you can't get those, then even the card catalog would be useful. Any little piece of information could help the book, and thus humanity.
Let's see. We could retrieve the complete library archives. Optional, so we'll want to do that. Let's see.
If you've got the...
So, repair the shady hat, might as well. And let's see what you have for sale.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll sell this. We'll sell these immediately, because, I mean, probably. They're probably useless, but maybe we'll hold on to them. We'll sell this. I guess I'll hold on to this. I should have put it into the inventory. We'll sell the blood packs. This, dirty water, jet, Radix, right away. Meanwhile, I think We'll see if she has sugar bombs. She doesn't. Brahmin skull. Interesting. Still really can't afford the vault theme. Not really trying for it too hard either. She doesn't seem to have any of the guns, bullets that I would want. Storm chaser hat. It's not something probably that needs to be held on to either. Okay.
Good hunting. Try not to die.
So where does that leave me as far as weight? Yeah, we could lose a little bit of weight. And I guess I didn't finish that chapter of the book, so I didn't get any XP. So my well-rested bonus only was for the scrap. Still totally worth it, but not a full level up, unfortunately. Put those away. Put that away. Should read that book. Come over here. Put that away, and that away. Yeah, unless reading this book would give us XP. Yeah, we are roughly 250 away from where we should be. Our science skill is now at like 58. I don't know how many books exist for each one of these. I wouldn't be surprised if there was 5 books for barter in each of these skill categories to potentially give you 10 points if you have the special perk. We have not leveled up in quite a long time, so we don't have a new perk to look at, unfortunately. Quest complete, we're at 9 now, which the locations discovered, we're at 41. As far as quests, we could. Can we turn on the radio? Let's see if the music actually plays here. I can barely even hear it. Arlington Library is way over here. We'd have to walk all the way around. Interesting. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was supposed to be Arlington, and the Arlington National Cemetery was just south of this. Could easily be to the side. But he's talking about what we did with Arafu. So if we listen to the radio, we would just get like recaps of our own actions. If we focused around Tenpenny Tower, we would get a bunch of quests, but we really should get back to the main story and move the main story a little bit further. Yeah, still sounds weird, the radio. I think perhaps there's a mistake there happening. This is DLC. I think the benefit of finishing something, though, is very appealing. So I think what we'll do is we'll run out to this direction. We could like fast travel the Gray Ditch and start from there. Apparently the United Nations were disbanded. And I just get twisted around every time I'm in this area, because it puts you in like the center where it would make a lot more sense to have me just facing the entrance. Alright, so this is where we'll go. From this location to here, we'll move the cursor so we can remind ourselves of that. We'll go ahead and save. New save. Another 2 hours and 50 minutes for an episode. And another crick in my neck. But no motion sickness, so I'm happy with that. I'm not happy that the game crashed. I'm not happy particularly with the just massive amount of time we've already put into this game. We probably definitely need to start being a little bit more tight on getting through the main story quest. I also feel like at level 10 right now, going on level 11, it could be a very slow journey to level 30. That, in a lot of ways, including all the DLC, we may be 1/3 of the way done with the game. And that's a big time commitment. And that's the problem with all RPGs. This is not a Japanese RPG. This is just an RPG. But yeah, all RPGs tend to take a ton of time to play. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.